It's time to psych up with Brian, and that means to get in charge of your life, get in charge of what you want to do with your life. Remember, we always go by our success GPS, which is what? That's our goals, plans, and schedule. That's our success GPS. So, football season is over. That was not a great Super Bowl, unfortunately, sadly, and but now we have a lot more time, especially us men who like to watch football. And yes, I'm not a big football fan, but I do watch the Vikings and I watch the Vikings highlights. And so that gives me how much time back in my week? Probably maybe 6 hours back in my week now that the football season is over. Some of you guys who play the fantasy football and do a lot of those other things, I mean, all of a sudden you've got, 12 hours back in your life, or maybe 20. I mean, some people spend a lot of time with the fantasy football and all the football. So this should open up your Sundays. So now it's time to start to focus on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, maybe as well, to make your calls and get out there and take action. Obviously, it all comes down to your schedule. The schedule is where the rubber meets the road. And how many hours a week should you be putting in anyway in real estate investing? 4 or 5 hours at least. Structure a schedule that you can stick to, that you know that you can always do. And if you can find time on the weekends, that's the best time for real estate. That's when most of the deals happen. That's when it's easy to call people and say, hey, I'm coming over. I could come over right now. And so a lot of times that works really well. Now, we were talking about pre-foreclosure properties last Friday. So I hope you are starting to do the research for that, checking out your NOD list, finding out where you can get that, or your Liz pendants. Every state's a little bit different with this, but finding that list, sourcing that list, maybe using a computer program. Lacey, I got your messages. And when I'm doing the pre-foreclosures, I do the last 5 years is what I do. And it's funny because if you pick all dates, you get less than if you pick all last 5 years. And you don't usually get that many on the pre-foreclosure. I'm talking about a specific real flow program that you do a search on. So if you have a search program like that, that's obviously a way that you can find a lot of pre-foreclosures. When you are talking to these pre-foreclosure folks, remember, what's our best feature? We're going to catch up their mortgage. Instead of just paying it off, we're going to build your credit back by catching this mortgage up and making good payments on it. That might actually be quite satisfying. That might be emotionally appealing to a lot of sellers, thinking that mortgage, that they're not going to leave the mortgage company in the lurch, and that somebody's going to catch up and make the mortgage on time. So that's all important. Hey, Roger, great to see you. I haven't seen you in a couple of episodes. Jennifer, always great to see you. Happy Monday. Noel and Kathy, great to see you guys. Everybody, and Isabel, of course, has a really long one. Okay, she's got a 3-tiered offer submitted to the seller, sounding very positive, wanting to hear back today. Okay, so we'll check in on this deal here. Didn't want to bug you with an email about it, so thanks. Send me, yeah. Yes, guys, I'm okay with looking at deals. So what Isabel's talking about, we talked about last week. She's in the middle of a deal. Sometimes with a 3, you can offer people, and this is a strategy. It's a multiple offer strategy. And in some of these programs, some of the computer programs, it's actually called a 3-tiered offer, if you ever heard of that. And that's actually 3 offers. It's a full price cash offer. No, not a full price. It's a cash offer, but a very low ball cash offer. That should discourage them from taking the cash offer. You don't necessarily want them to take the cash offer. You want them to take the third offer, which is seller financing, 100% seller financing. So what you're looking for is cash, all cash, super low ball offer. Now, what if they say yes to that and you don't have the money? What are you going to do? You're going to get the property under contract, and then you're going to wholesale it. You're going to wholesale it to somebody else who can flip it, but you can make a quick 10 or 20 grand off a well-bought wholesale property that's distressed. But if they're interested in the lowball cash offer, that could be a quick wholesale payday for you. But if not, if they are open to taking payments, that's obviously our favorite offer. And then the middle offer is a sort of a blended funding offer. So partial seller financing and partial lender funding, which is not an offer I'm crazy about unless there's a specific reason to do it. Now, we have a mortgage company that we do. You know what? Remind me to talk about blended funding deals, because we have a mortgage company that's really flexible on this and that we can do some pretty amazing things. And there's a strategy called subordination, where if a seller says, yes, I'll sell you my $200,000 house, but I want 50 grand down, and you don't have the 50 grand and you wouldn't want to come up with it if you had it, but you can use a mortgage company to get that 50. And so long as they'll go in a second position behind that new first mortgage, that's called a seller subordination. We have a company that will do those deals. So if you ever run into a deal where, you know, the seller will do the monthly payments, but they want some massive upfront down payment, we can do that with this special mortgage company with a subordination deal. So keep that in mind, guys, if you run into that. Hey, Tony, happy Monday. Integrated real flow. Okay, awesome, Roger. So Roger knows what I'm talking about. He's on the same page as me here. And yeah, so now if they have a low ball, like I said with Isabel, now Isabel just made a 3-tiered offer, or a multiple offer strategy, which is what some people call it. And so with this, maybe they'll take that low ball cash offer. They'll just grab the cash and go. But in that case, again, that's a great wholesale deal, or it might be a great flip. Now, we also can help you with flip financing. So if you're looking to do a flip, and you don't even have to have good credit or have ever done a deal. So if you've ever been turned on to do a flip because you had bad credit or you'd never done a deal, just bring it to us. And if the numbers look good, we can get the financing for it. Okay, so lots of stuff covering today. Great thing to know about seller subordination. We also call that blended funding. So that's a good strategy to be aware of as well. So covered a lot today, which I love. And I know Caleb's not here, but he's going to like it whenever we cover lots of real estate strategy stuff. So guys, let's have a great week this week. Let's do really well. Let's stick to our schedules, and let's close some deals. So let's do that. Where's the rubber really meet the road in this business is if you're putting in the hours. If you're making your calls, 20 calls a week, remember, but you got to put in some hours to do that. 20 calls, but maybe 4 or 5 hours a week. So I stick to my schedule. Let's just do that one because it's a good basic one for a Monday. I stick to my schedule. Ready? 3 times on 3. That's our affirmation for today. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I stick to my schedule. I stick to my schedule. I stick to my schedule. Awesome. Way to go, guys. 3 deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. Hold a little bit and let it go. This gets you invigorated. Physically, it's amazing how 3 deep breaths really get you going. Relax your neck and shoulders. One more. Oh, that feels good. Okay, great job, everybody. Let's take action. Yep, as Roger's reminding us, we're all going to take a lot of action and use these incredible strategies and have a beautiful week, everybody. Thank you, Isabel. We got a wonderful group here. Blended funding. Jennifer, remember, guys, if you come up with a deal that I'm talking about and you don't really understand it, I will do outside email help. So again, if you want to send me an email, send it to support@thewolfcouple.com. Put Brian in the caps because a lot of people get emails there. Put Brian all caps in the subject line, and then I will talk about it on our incredible Psych Ups with Brian. So affirmation: I stick to my schedule. Awesome, thank you, Jennifer. All right, everybody. So have a wonderful week. And I will see you on Friday. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple. And